you're not an adult yet, I've listened pretty closely to this one. I got a question today, and this is mainly towards the people that are still in school, excluding college. But if you are an adult with a job just like me, you could listen and answer this too. And that question is, how much do you game? All right. So I'm asking this because I feel like I'm gonna get two different answers, two very different answers from these two different groups. At least I'm sure you could kind of understand, because like when I was in school, I could pretty much game whenever I wanted. But now that I'm older, this hobby is basically slowly fading out of my hands, and a lot of the time it's not even by my own volition. Like most of us, as I said before, I have a job, and of course, you know, I'm trying to make this YouTube thing work. Like and subscribe. So with all this being said, my free time is very limited. The gameplay behind me is actually from my live streams at twitch.tv/makeds11, so maybe you should check me out there too. But yeah, so my free time's limited, and unfortunately when I first tried to record this, well, if you're not an adult yet, I didn't capture my mic, so I'm using up more of my time right now, so I'm not gaming. But, you know, as I said, my time is limited, and most of my free time is when I am streaming, and that's usually when I game. Anytime I do try to game offline, it's usually really late at night, and I end up just knocking out. And a lot of times it's not even on purpose. Does that happen to you? I'm genuinely curious. Just let me know in the comments down below. You know, I'm asking all these questions. I want a little feedback, you know? I gotta know. Anyway, so something that doesn't help now is, especially the length of the games. You see, back when stuff was more simple, like 8-bit and such, you got your Mega Mans, your Marios, and you could pretty much beat the game in a few hours, mostly no issues. Obviously, you know, you had your game overs and you had to start from the beginning, stuff like that. But of course, back then there's passwords and shortcuts and such like that, so it wasn't really too bad to kind of get back to where you were. But, you know, for the most part, these games are pretty short, and, you know, nowadays games are like 30 hours plus, and it's pretty insane. I mean, if you even look back to like PS2 and GameCube games, they were about 7 hours to 14 hours max. And of course I'm excluding like JRPGs, because yeah, those could still last pretty long to this day, if not a little bit longer, which is pretty insane to me. Persona 5, I played that like 180 hours. Regardless, as I said, nowadays games are usually about 30 hours plus no matter what you're playing. So finding time, or sometimes even the motivation to play these games, is pretty hard. And, you know, I'm just trying to keep it $1.50, because as I've gotten older, I've realized I value my time much more than anything else, and I'd imagine some of you guys are the same way as well. This being said, sometimes I just want to watch like a YouTube video, a TV show, anime. We all like anime. Just, I want something to keep me preoccupied, you know? But, you know, before I know it, there's like 3 big game releases that just happened all around the same time. And as I got older, you know, definitely got a huge backlog, and it just hurts, you know, it just hurts. And what's even crazier now is like all these remakes are coming out, which are really hitting me. In fact, they're hitting like everybody in their nostalgia bone, and it's just, my nostalgia bone is glistening out. There are so many games that are out now that I really want to play. But the thing is, I'm not made of money. You're not made of money. A lot of us are, you know, struggling a little bit. I'm going to be quite honest. The way things are now, I'm not really going to get into it here, but if you know, you know. Because now you can't just ask mother to buy a game for you. You have to pay your own bills and such. So it's just kind of sad how everything is at this point. I just kind of miss the good old days like a little bit. I may sound like an old man shouting at some clouds, but you know, I just feel like I wanted to talk about this, so here I am. I'm sure some of you feel like I might just be projecting a little bit, but gosh, I do wish that I was still in high school sometimes, because I really don't see my friends as much anymore, and I'm sure some of you don't either, because before you're in high school, you just saw them every day, and, you know, obviously you're basically forced to go there, but it is what it is, and this is why I'm saying, if you're younger, please listen to this video, use all the time you have, do not regret it, just do what you gotta do, live in the moment. That's all I really gotta say. I guess I'm gonna end the video here. But before I really do, I just want to ask the adults one more question. Do you wish the same thing, that you could just go back a little bit, you know, back then, feel that high once again? Alright. Nikki, out. Peace. Yeah, I guess that is kind of all it would take. And now he's all like, man, what a bad dream.
I guess 10 days is just too long to wait for the tournament.